So what's the cause? Like, why are some people getting badly hit by it, whereas other people, it's just a runny nose?
Well, and we don't know.
Are there any examples of an animal being infected and then, like, from a human, like a human giving it to their cat, for instance, and then the cat giving it to another human?
It's unclear.
Is there proof that they deleted evidence?
I don't have any proof of that. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
So the accusations, or the people that think that it was made in a lab, how do they think that something like that would be created, and why do you think that that's not the case?
Well, again, this is out of my sphere of expertise.
Okay.
I am not the person who can tell you from a genetic standpoint how to manipulate this virus and what to do it.
Can you explain how that's done? They're using different coronaviruses and various viruses and infecting human respiratory tissue, and they're also doing experiments on ferrets because they have very similar ACE2 receptors to human beings, right? Is that the case?
I can't comment on what research they're doing. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know that.
Aren't they allowing selection and evolution to do the work for them? I mean, I don't necessarily think they're manipulating the virus. Aren't they allowing the virus to go through its normal processes, but they're doing it purposely, right? Is that the case?
Yeah. In the principle, what you laid out, that's the case. What I'm saying is I don't know that they're doing that. I have not seen any evidence. It could exist. I just don't know. I'm not trying not to answer doing any of those studies where they're trying to make it more transmissible or that they did do that. I just don't know.
But if they were doing gain of function, that's how they would do it. They would infect human respiratory tissue, they would infect various animals, and they would study how this virus progresses and how it evolves and selects. Is that the case?
Well, that's one way to do gain of function, but because I'm not a coronavirus virologist, I can't tell you if that's what they're doing with this or not, or if they have done that. I just don't know.
Right. Did you read any of those emails where there was discussions that were about the narrative of whether or not it had come from a lab leak and deterring that narrative? Did you read any of that?
I didn't. I didn't really. If something substantive have come out, but I already spend way too many hours a day working on COVID.
Right.
The last thing I have time for is basically getting into these
politics.
It's and as you know, I mean it's.
One of the weird things of this virus in the early days was how many people were asymptomatic. And, and it didn't matter by age. It seemed like there was quite a few older people that were asymptomatic that got it. And do you think, what do you think the reason for that is?
I don't know.
Is that really unusual? Or I mean, how much of a factor is obesity in terms of just a general immune system?
Well, I can't say, again, I'm not the expert in metabolic disease issues.
So can you explain what long COVID is technically?
I can't.
And have you read anything about hyperbaric therapy in relation to recovery from this?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
In the heart tissue, because myocarditis is an inflammation of the muscle in the heart. Like, what is causing that from the virus?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I think probably the three most important words I've said to you all this entire session is, I don't know. I mean, you know what this interview will probably be remembered for? How many times I told you today, I don't know. How many times I told you today, I don't know.